Is Ethereum dead? For 4 years, it's been moving sideways, while Bitcoin continues to make all-time new highs. Ethereum has been the biggest disappointment this entire cycle. The million-dollar question is this: will Ethereum catch up to Bitcoin like it usually does near the end of the cycle? I'm going to show you some alpha and give you an edge to really see who is actually buying and selling. Let's begin. The red line is Ethereum, the green line is Bitcoin. As you can see, Bitcoin has made all-time new highs and Ethereum is not following. From Bitcoin's previous high to the current high right now, Bitcoin is up massively, while Ethereum is down a massive 50%. So what is actually going wrong? During the bear market, Ethereum was following Bitcoin's trajectory, step by step in tangent. However, in September 2024, things turned for the worst. Here is another way to gauge Ethereum's performance. This is Ethereum and Bitcoin pair. As you can see here, it was bleeding against Bitcoin for a very, very long time. But most importantly was this date over here. It was the merge. I bought Ethereum during the early days and I had an easy 50x return until the merge happened. Once Ethereum turned from proof of work to proof of staking, things turned to the worst. This was a buy the news event and then sell the news event. To get a better understanding in your investment journey, whenever Ethereum heads to these lower areas, it means that Ethereum is cheap. Whenever Ethereum heads to these upper areas, it means that Ethereum is expensive. Another reason for this massive downturn was mainly due to miners. New money wasn't coming into the space. Before this period, you simply mined Ethereum. And now we have proof of stake where majority of miners moved on and sold their Ethereum. Now that we've hit max pain, will Ethereum rise again to the higher ranges of its Bitcoin and ETH pair? I wish I can guarantee you this, because if it was that easy, all of us will be millionaires and billionaires by now. I will give you the probability of what might happen next. This is Ethereum divided by altcoins. Whenever it goes up here, it means Ethereum is outperforming altcoins. Whenever it goes down, it means Ethereum is underperforming altcoins. As of now, there is a 70% compared to the downside of 30%. Ethereum has a better chance to outperform in the next couple of weeks to couple of months. In this cycle, I've been saying this for the longest. Your portfolio is dependent on Ethereum. ETH and altcoins have a massive correlation. Bitcoin has less correlation to altcoins. This is ETH dominance and we're currently at 9.25. We were in the previous cycle at 22%. At the very bottom, we were at 7% dominance. A better way to look at things is whenever it gets to these higher ranges, that's a sell opportunity. Whenever it gets to these lower ranges, that's a buy opportunity. In life, we play games of probability. What is the downside risk to the upside risk? ETH has an upside of 121%, whereas the downside is at 20%. In economics, rule number one is demand and supply. We can look at charts all day, every day, but there needs to be a catalyst for Ethereum to go to higher prices. You can have all the supply you want, but if there is no demand, then that coin is going to zero. So who is the marginal buyer? These are the addresses of a balance less than 1 BTC. As you can see, retail are more sophisticated. They've been burnt too many times. This time, what they do is they buy into weakness. And most interestingly, while Bitcoin is forming new higher highs, they're completely getting out of Bitcoin. Retail have been selling while Bitcoin has gone up by 4x. We all know the real reason why Bitcoin continues to go higher and higher. It's 100% driven by institutions. The likes of Michael Saylor, Metaplanet, and a cohort of other companies have been spearheading this drive higher. Ethereum is currently in that gray area. It's not completely in the hands of retail, nor is it completely in the hands of institutions. Just before September in the year 2024, when Bitcoin completely decoupled crypto and it was no longer in the hands of retail, the real question is this: can Ethereum do the same thing? And the answer is yes. This is the Bitcoin ETFs. In the last month, the supply absorption was a massive 3.14%. However, look at Ethereum. The absorption is a massive 3.3%. Not only is this the case, there's massive inflows from institutions. There've only been a handful of days of actual selling from ETFs. The rest was an astounding buy. Compare this to Bitcoin, and Ethereum has a larger annualized absorption. As you can see here, Ethereum still owns the largest share. Ethereum's TVL far superseded everyone, generates the most revenue, the most fees, etc. There are some few competitors that do want to take some more share from Ethereum. In the previous cycle, we had DeFi summer. TVL reached a whopping 100 billion US dollars. Could we possibly see all-time new highs in TVL? We had a massive correction and a crash, mainly due to FTX, Anchor Protocol, Luna, UST stablecoin, and this is why we had a epic crash. It was a massive deleveraging event. This is the stablecoin market cap, and as of now, it's making all-time new highs. But during that period, we had a massive deleveraging event, and that's the reason why we had such an epic crash. As of now, we're forming new higher highs. Will Ethereum float up higher and make all-time new highs? Ethereum has steady growth in its DEX volumes, in its chain fees, chain revenues, token incentives, app revenue. All across the board, we're having steady growth. But the sector that has the most phenomenal gains, that is making all-time new high, is none other than stablecoins. For those that hate crypto, Ethereum, after 10 years, actually has a real world use case. In business, there's something called the toothbrush taste. Just like a toothbrush, the best products are used every day, sometimes multiple times per day. They are often no other option to solve the problem at hand, and the problem is prevalent for everybody. This is how you gauge product market fit. Is your product used once or twice a day? Stablecoins are currently being used in Shopify, Amazon, Walmart, and a few other big companies. The largest fees on Ethereum is none other than Tether, Circle, and Athena, the most successful company in the whole of crypto. More than Pump.Fund, more than Polymarket is Tether. I want you all to pay close attention. This is the profit of chains. Once institutions realize that you can make a 94% profit margin on making your own chain, what do you think they're going to do? On average, all of these chains are making 80 to 97% profit margins. Let's be honest, most of crypto doesn't have product market fit. 90%. I'll say if on a good day, 80% of altcoins are scams. They're going nowhere. Just this year alone, and it's only been 6 months, a vast majority of altcoins are down 60, 70, 80, 99%. Instead of trying to find the needle in the haystack, why don't you just bet on the obvious? There are coins that will continue to go down. Now, I am very mindful. There are some bags you're going to hold for a very long time. I hold Ethereum, that's my conviction play, and I'm going to hold for a very long time. But you don't need to hodl everything. You can bet on the market in general heading downwards. Let me show you this. I've been very vocal on my channel regarding this chain. I've been shorting a vast majority of coins, but so far this coin has gone down 81%. But the kicker is this. This coin can go down a further 81%, but we still haven't dropped 99%. Let me show you. From the very peak all the way till here, we still haven't dropped 99%. Matter of fact, we still haven't dropped 100%. This thing can continue to go lower and lower to sub a penny. Imagine you're hodling this and you bought today and it's gone down 85%. For every dollar, you've lost another 90%. Let's go down again. You can certainly capitalize on this. On a red day like this, Bitcoin is sitting at 107 and I'm profiting. You don't necessarily need to always hodl everything. You can learn to be a more sophisticated investor or trader. And if I haven't taught you this on my channel, then I've failed. WorldCoin has another massive unlock. Solana has another unlock, but the demand is very strong for Solana. I can't say the same for WorldCoin, and Tau has a small unlock of 2.3 million US dollars. On average, 99% of coins continue to make new lower lows and continue to bleed because of massive unlocks. The supply is far greater than the demand. Sometimes the demand is non-existent. It's only market makers that are moving around the price, trading between themselves. We've made an exclusive new offer, profit from dead coins. We're going to give you 3 monthly signals, short signals on coins likely to continue to decline. Step-by-step execution guide for beginners and pros, live performance tracking, see our trades in real time, risk management templates to avoid liquidation. This is not a trading strategy. This is a hodling strategy to zero. This is a trial. We're going to test this out. I hope you enjoy. Love you all and enjoy your summer. Peace.